the show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Oops. Maxwell, can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly.
Great. All right. We are on. All right. Give us some background on yourself. I want to hear about what happened on the Shark Tank and how you kept proceeding forward to turn this into a success. And I'm glad you're on my show because this is the living proof that Shark Tank doesn't always work.
Yeah, so my name is Maxwell. I'm born and raised in New York City. I come from a family of serial entrepreneurs where in my family we're actually pushed to start businesses before we turn 27. This is based off the notion of, when you're young and you have nothing to lose and you could fail fast, but you could also learn from the experience of trying to start something from the ground up, which is great for any employer. And then if you are successful, you're successful at a young age and you've built a business and it allows you to really thrive and excel in life as well. So I started executing on my business while I was a senior at the University of Arizona. And I beta tested the product for about 2 years between improving the product and testing out new markets. When I first started, I went after markets I was familiar with, summer camps and college students. And after beta testing the product, we recognized we're on to something. There's a few tweaks and improvements, but we're on to something. So I got to the next step of trying to figure out how to build a business. Having a product, having a great idea. It's that cheesy old line, they're a dime a dozen. It's all about the hard work and the execution behind it.
Give our audience
Um,
an overview of what the product is.
Yeah. So what we do is I started a company called Peelaway Labs. We design and manufacture multi-layered peel-away disposable bed sheets. It's one fitted bed sheet that we're all familiar with the elastic at the bottom, 100% latex free since we sell to healthcare facilities. And as you can see, it has, oh, I feel like I'm a meteorologist backwards. As you can see that there's multiple layers. It's one fitted bed sheet with 3, 5, or 7 multiple layers depending on the application. We make all sizes from crib to king and every size in between. And our two biggest markets are bedwetting toddlers and elderly incontinence. And from what I learned from my experience on Shark Tank, this happened Friday the 13th, 2015 is actually when it aired, which means we probably filmed 6 to 7 months before that. So when I appeared on the show, I was young and the company was even younger. Shark Tank is mostly for generating business that are generating significant revenue. And so I went on the show with my product, my one prototype, and a few good stories to tell. But it simply wasn't enough to spark the interest of them investing in my business. But I got great advice otherwise. They said go more institutional, which my entire business now, about 85% of it is going towards institutions, healthcare facilities, hospitals. And once you're in business, you recognize who your real markets are, the lowest hanging fruits. And so we target countries that have low and bad infrastructure when it comes to electricity and water. So we target countries and our product allows them to have all the benefits of having clean sheets and more. You could change sheets within 60 seconds or less if a patient's on the sheets. You don't have to launder sheets anymore. This is a product that solves a universal weekly hassle. So what you guys saw on Shark Tank was about 4.5 minutes, but in real life, it was 55 minutes of, you could imagine, it wasn't pleasant or fun. But the way I look at it now is I use it as motivation. I take the experience. I take all the bad, harsh, negative comments that they had about me, my product, and my business, and I use it as fuel. I call it, it's jet fuel. I have many other motivations, but it's part of why we do what we do, and why succeeding is so incredibly important, just for so many reasons. But Shark Tank is definitely, I want to be, I told you so. Of course, we all do.
Now, Maxwell, how did you come up with the concept?
Simple. When I was in college, I noticed many of my friends, they never wash their sheets. Coming from a family of serial entrepreneurs, we've always been trained to think there has to be an easier way. It's the 21st century. Why is something that's a weekly hassle kind of still difficult? And my major in college was environmental, water resource, and economics. And so I care deeply about water, and I have a passion of preserving and making sure that the rest of the world and everybody has potable water. And so when you do the laundering process, nobody really knows what happens at a residential and at an institutional level. 11% of all water in the United States is used in healthcare facilities. So I believe that the disposable alternative, between being quicker, better patient comfort, more comfortable, is going to be the next generation of healthcare and residential bedding.
All right, talk to me about where you're taking the company. Where's your geographical location now? Where are you going to expand? And how are you integrating into, because you said the hospitals, the healthcare industry, how are you getting to market?
So when you have a business like mine or a product like mine, this is a product that everyone you've ever met can use. There's people that you believe should use it. But when you start a business, you really want to hone in on the people that you believe need your product. So we recognize we are in a few businesses. My product, our product, everyone's product, has so many profound benefits for so many different uses and markets. So it creates a fun challenge, trying to figure out, how do we penetrate these markets? How do we speak the right verbiage, have the right lingo? So we travel the world going to healthcare conferences. This is where we meet many of our distributors. So at the moment, we have our product being tested and distributed in over 16 countries, from the Middle East to Mexico to Israel to the UK, to Morocco. So many exciting opportunities, but we're in a business that's a little old school. It's healthcare, it's old school. In the United States, we've accomplished so many great things, but we've recognized that many of these things are just platforms to push and sell our products on. We're vendors with McKesson, which is one of the largest distributors of healthcare products in the United States, Cardinal Health. And our products from the retail side could be found in Walmart. We were aired on QVC last month, so we don't need the blessings of the sharks to make sure that we succeed. And ironically, Lori probably hated me and the product the most out of anybody on the show, which is ironic since I thought she would be the biggest advocate for our product. But we're on QVC. My products sell with Bed Bath & Beyond, Bye Bye Baby. We're testing the products in other major retailers that you've heard of. But we target international business. We look for distributors who believe what we believe, and they sell to their customers.
That's brilliant. And in the long run, it's probably a silver lining that's more for you, so to speak.
Oh, blessing in disguise. I was asking for 20% for $100,000. In real life, we've raised a few $1 million, and we're cruising. We're trucking along, having a good, fun time.
Good. I can't wait to have you come back and tell us what new and exciting things and markets that you've come up with, because I know you're going to come up with something else beyond this, and this has got legs on it. It's obvious. Thanks for being a guest.
I appreciate it.
All right,
thank you so much.
You're welcome, Maxwell. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for watching CEO Money. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll talk to you soon.